You sure say it's still? So we're going from A's. Wait, card come. We're going from A's to Greenwich.
Turn next left.
Dashboard, everything was showing. So it was so small, you know.
After 300 yards, leave the roundabout at the first exit and follow station approach. Leave the roundabout at the first exit.
This is a station. Yeah.
Turn right after 250 yards and follow B to 51. Turn next right. Follow the road for 1 mile.
Something out of that good stuff. Do this by attention to the things before you and by giving to each the best that is in you, knowing that plenty of more good things are in you, ready for the fresh tasks that will come. Put the best of yourself into the undertaking on hand and do not cheat the present task in favor of some future one. Your supply is inexhaustible. And don't waste your good stuff on the crowd of gapers, watchers, and critics who are standing around watching you work. Save your good stuff for your job, and don't be in too much of a hurry for applause. Save up your good thoughts for copy if you are a writer. Save up your bright schemes for actual practice if you are a businessman. Save up your wisdom for occasion if you're a statesman. Avoid the desire to scatter your pearls before the gaping crowd that wants to be entertained by a free show. Nothing very high about this teaching, perhaps, but it is what many of you need very much. Stop fooling and get down to business. Stop wasting good raw material and start to work making something worthwhile. Chapter 15. Claiming your own.
Prepare
In a
to
recent
turn right soon
conversation,
and
I
follow
was telling a woman to
28.
pluck up courage and to reach out for a certain good thing for which she had been longing for many years, and which at last appeared to be in sight. I told her that it looked as if her desire was about to be gratified, that the law of attraction was bringing it to her. She lacked faith and kept on repeating,
Turn right
"Oh, it's
after
too good to be
400
true.
yards and
It's
follow
too good for me."
B28.
She had not emerged from the worm of the dust stage, and although she was in sight of the promised land, she refused to enter it because it was too good for her. I think I succeeded in putting sufficient ginger into her to enable her to claim her own, for the last reports indicate that she is taking possession. But that is not what I wish to tell you. I want to call your attention to the fact that nothing is too good for you, no matter
Turn
how
next
good the
right.
thing may be, no matter how undeserving you may seem to be. You're entitled to the best there is, for it is your direct inheritance. So don't be afraid to ask, demand,
Follow
and
the
take.
road for
The
900
good things
yards.
of the world are not the portion of any favored sons. They belong to all, but they come only to those who are wise enough to recognize that the good things are theirs by right, and who are sufficiently courageous to reach out for them. Many good things are lost for want of the asking. Many splendid things are lost to you because of your feeling that you are unworthy of them. Many great things are lost to you because you lack the confidence and courage to demand and take possession
Prepare
of
to
them.
turn right
None
soon.
but the brave deserves the fair, says the old adage, and the rule is true in all lines of human effort. But if you keep on repeating that you are unworthy of the good thing, that it is too good for you, the law will be apt to
Turn
take you
right
at your
after
word and
300
believe what
yards
you
and
say.
follow Shortlands
That's a
Road.
peculiar thing about the law. It believes what you say. It takes you in earnest. So beware what you say to it, for it will be apt to give credence. Say to it that you are worthy of the best there is, and that there is nothing too good for you, and you will be likely to have the law take you in earnest and say, I guess he is right. I'm going to have to
Turn
give him
next
the whole
right.
bake shop if he wants it. He knows his rights, and what's the use of trying to deny it to him? But if you say, oh, it's too good for me, the law will probably say, well, I wouldn't wonder, but that is so. Surely he ought to know, and it isn't for me to contradict him. And so it goes. Why should anything be too good for you? Did you ever stop to think just what you are? You are a manifestation of the whole thing and have a perfect right to all there is. Or if you prefer it this way, you are a child of the infinite and are heir to it all. You are telling the truth in either statement, or both. At any rate, no matter for what you ask, you are merely demanding your own. And the more in earnest you are about demanding it, the more confident you are of receiving it, the more will you use in reaching out for it, the surer you will be to obtain it. Strong desire, confident expectation, courage and action, these things bring to you your own. But before you put these forces into effect, you must awaken to a realization that you are merely asking for your own, and not for something to which you have no right or claim. So long as there exists in your mind the last sneaking bit of doubt as to your right to the things you want, you will be setting up a resistance to the operation of the law. You may demand as vigorously as you please,
Turn right
but you
after
will lack
300
the courage
yards
to
and
act
follow
if you have a lingering
822.
doubt of your right to the thing you want. If you persist in regarding the desired thing as if it belonged to another instead of to yourself, you will be placing yourself in the position of the covetous or envious man, or even in the position of a tempted thief. In such a
Turn
case,
fourth
your
right.
mind will revolt at proceeding with the work, for it instinctively will recoil from the idea of taking what is not your own. The mind is honest. But when you realize that the best the universe holds belongs to you as a divine heir, and that there is enough for all without your robbing anyone else, then the friction is removed, and the barrier broken down, and the law proceeds to do its work. I do not believe in this humble business. This meek and lowly attitude does not appeal to me. There is no sense in it at all. The idea of making a virtue of such things, when man is the heir of the universe and is entitled to whatever he needs for his growth, happiness, and satisfaction. I do not mean that one should assume a blustering and domineering attitude of mind. That is also absurd, for true strength does not so exhibit itself. The blusterer is a self-confessed weakling. He blusters to disguise his weakness. The truly strong man is calm, self-contained, and carries with him a consciousness of strength which renders unnecessary the bluster
Prepare
and
to
fuss
turn
of
left
a
soon and
strength.
continue to follow
Get away from this
822.
hypnotism of humility, this meek and lowly attitude of mind. Remember the horrible example of Uriah Heep, and beware of imitating him. Throw back your head and look the world square in the
Turn
face.
left after
There's nothing to
400
be afraid
yards
of.
and follow
The
London
world is
Road.
apt to be as much afraid of you as you are of it anyway. Be a man or woman and not a crawling thing. And this applies to your mental attitude as well as to your outward demeanor. Stop this crawling in your mind. See yourself as standing erect and facing life without fear, and you will gradually grow into your ideal. There is nothing that is too good for you. Not a thing. The best there is not beginning to be good enough for you. For there are still better
Turn
things
next
ahead.
left, then
The
take the
best
next
gift
right
the world
turn.
has to offer is a mere bauble compared to the great things in the cosmos that await your coming of age. So don't be afraid to reach out for these playthings of life, these baubles of this plane of consciousness. Reach out for them. Grab a whole
So straight away.
Check, you're almost there.
fistful. Play with them until you are tired.
Straight.
Turn
That's what they
next
are made
right.
for anyway. They are made for our express use. Not to look at, but to be played with if you desire. Help yourself. There's a whole shop full of these toys awaiting your desire, demand, and taking. Don't be bashful. Don't let me hear any more of this silly talk about things being too good for you. Pshaw! You have been like the Emperor's little son, thinking that the tin soldiers and toy drum were far too good for him, and refusing to reach out for them. But you don't find this trouble with children as a rule. They instinctively recognize that nothing is too good for them. They want all that is in sight to play with, and they seem to feel that the things are theirs by right. And that is the condition of mind that we seekers after the divine adventure must cultivate. Unless we become as little children, we cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. The things we see around us are the playthings of the kindergarten of God, playthings which we use in our game tasks. Help yourself to them. Ask for them without bashfulness. Demand as many as you can make use of. They are yours. And if you don't see just what you want, ask for it. There's a big reserve stock on the shelves and in the closets. Play, play, play to your heart's content. Learn to weave mats, to build houses with the blocks, to stitch outlines on the squares. Play the game through and play it well, and demand all the proper materials for the play. Don't be bashful. There's enough
Turn
to go
right
around.
after 200
But
yards and
remember
follow
this,
Warm Road.
while all this be true, the best things are still only game things. Toys, blocks, mats, cubes, and all the rest. Useful, most useful for the learning of the lessons. Pleasant, most pleasant with which to play.
Turn next
And
right.
desirable, most desirable for these purposes. Get all the fun and profit out of the use of things that is possible. Throw yourself heartily into the game and play it out. It is good. But here's the
Turn
thing to
right
remember.
after
Never lose
250
sight of
yards
the
and
fact
follow
that these
London
good
Road.
things are but playthings, part of the game. And you must be perfectly willing to lay them aside when the time comes to pass into the next class, and not cry and mourn because you must leave your playthings behind you. Do not allow yourself to become
Turn
unduly
next
attached
right.
to them. They are for your use and pleasure, but are not a part of you, not essential to your happiness in the next stage. Despise them not because of their lack of reality. They are great things.
Turn right after
and you may as well have all
150
the fun
yards
out of
and
them
follow
you can.
Avondale
Don't be a
Road.
spiritual prig, standing aside and refusing to join in the game.
Turn
Do not
next
tie
right.
yourself to them. They are good to use and play with, but not good enough to use you and make you a plaything. Don't let the toys turn the tables on you. This is the difference
Follow the
between
road
the
for
master
800
of
yards.
circumstances and the slave of circumstances. The slave thinks that these playthings are real and that he is not good enough to have them. He gets only a few toys because he is afraid to ask for more.